Hi, guys. So today we're going to take a look at Brother Canvas Workspace. We're going to look at the online version and then we will look at the desktop version because I want to show you that there are some differences and you may need to be able to use both. There are two really good reasons to use the web version. One, it is convenient, it's quick for your edits, and it when you're working with multiple devices and you don't need the use of the advanced features, you can actually just switch over from device to device, right? And it saves it in the cloud. So that makes it so much better. Now, we have a little dog that wants to show up. Come on. Come on. She's down here roughing and roughing. So, hey guys. So, say hi, guys. I'm Honey, and I'm your tutor assistant today. And we're going to work on Brother Canvas Workspace. Okay? Now, you say hi to the people. Now, let me finish my tutorial. All right. So, back to where we left off. There are some really good reasons to use the Canvas online version. One, and there are some things that you have to know about it. So for the online version, it does require the internet. So you have to have an internet connection for that. It's always up to date. You don't have to worry about making sure that you have the latest version. So when you go to the web based version, it's always there. Now, here's the thing, it does limit the import export options. So you can mainly use the FCM format, which is the format that the Brother ScanNCut uses. It's called FCM. It has the basic design tools. You have limited node options. So if you wanted to edit any nodes or layers, you can do some of them, but not all of them inside, the web version. You also have limited options to pre-install fonts. So, like, say for instance, you wanted to use a font that was installed on your computer, you would have to use the desktop version for that. Now, there is no built-in image tracing functionality inside of the online version, and it only supports wireless machine connectivity. So, in order to send this over to your machine once you're done, you have to send it wirelessly. Projects that you save to your online account, they are on your online account. So, but you can save locally with the desktop version. There are limited number of pre-loaded shapes and patterns, but then again, as they add more, you will get them because they're on the online version, but you can also get them with the desktop version as well. There's also a limited cutting area in the settings, and it does not have those advanced editing tools, which we'll talk about in the desktop version. But it is usable from any device via a web browser, which is the most important thing, right? So if you're visiting someone or doing something else, you can easily go get your files from the web version. And it stores all your files in your Brother Canvas Workspace account. So, you know, I use both. I use both. So I can't say one is better than the other. I use my desktop version more often than I use the web version. Um, but if you use your desktop version, one of the things is you have to remember your password every 7 days because it makes you reset. So let's take a look at this online version. And, I have a couple of things that are no longer available. So if you look right above this Canvas workspace, you'll see I have a little pink circle. This is for my rhinestone option. So I have the rhinestone function, and I also have the embossing function. Now, again, I've had Brother Canvas I've had my ScanNCut for a long time now. So these things are grandfathered in. And when I tell you, for all you blingers out there, the rhinestone version of this app was amazing, or is amazing for me anyway, because literally I can create a rhinestone thing, lickety split, and it's very little movement. I don't have to do all that stuff you guys do in Silhouette. No, I can make yeah, it's really quick and easy. So let me just tell you, I love this software. I'm thankful for when I got into it because these two options are now no longer available. So when you get ready to start a project, one of the things you want to do is make sure you give it a title. Like, always give it a title so that way you know exactly what it is. And then you have all of your functions. Create a new project. Oh, you know what? Does it not? It doesn't show you the hovering. So this is for creating a new project. This is when you want to overwrite this project. This is when you want to import a file. And it says import a SVG. So you can import a SVG from here. So let's go grab one. You choose a file. Let's see. And let me go grab a SVG really quickly. Let's do, let's do something cute. Let's do an infinity symbol. All right, so click OK. There's my little infinity symbol. It was an SVG file. I added it. Now, say for instance, I wanted to go use my rhinestone option, right? So click here. I really like, and see, it gives you all different kinds of rhinestones, things that are already in the software. But if I wanted to use my rhinestone wizard, then I get to choose. I want to do SS10, SS6, whatever size I wanted to do. And we're just going to do the outline. Click that. Voila. I have rhinestones. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. See how that did? Like, oh my God. Like, I don't have to move anything. I don't have to go in here and resize a node or any of that stuff. So see how pristine that is? Boom, done. Okay, I can go cut it. It's done. Over. I got a rhinestone. Use some of Miss Eve's rhinestones and lay them out. Bling, bling. I got an infinity. But let's go back to the software. So the other thing that I really like about my software for the ScanNCut is the basics that it gives you. Like, it gives you all the basic shapes. You can go in here, create whatever it is you're looking for. There's borders, all different kinds of cute borders. You can do logos if you needed them. You can also do any type of text. So you can type your own text. And yeah, you can type your own text. So if you wanted to edit a path, when you're editing a path, this is how you would edit the path right here. Of course, we have our select tool. We also have our freehand path. So if I just wanted to go in here and freehand something, I'm gonna tell y'all, me and the freehand mouse thing. Okay, I just freehand that little squirrely thing. And now I can cut that out. But you see I got lines everywhere, all of that. We're going to delete this. But anyway, you can freehand. Then you can go in. There's a couple of tabs up here. So you can edit. So when you do edit, it is editing the image that's here. Then you can just view, make sure you have it on the right size mat. The selection, you can make it fit. You can do all the changes. So any of the other softwares that you're used to doing. Now, if you have premium, it'll give you the rhinestone options. Like this is my rhinestone wizard. This is also the rhinestone wizard. And then it shows my counts. So this will show the number of rhinestones it will take to make this infinity loop. So 191. What else? So that's it. I mean, really, there is no bad usage for the online version of the Brother ScanNCut software. Let's take a look now, and I'm going to name my project because I'm gonna come back and use this infinity. I like that. I'm gonna name my project, like I said, and that's it. So we're gonna stop that one. Now we're gonna go over to the desktop version. And one of the things to know about the desktop version is that it's better suited for advanced projects if you're going to be doing things requiring more customization, or you want to be able to use it offline. That is a big thing as well. So being able to use it offline is also a really, really big thing. Okay, so with the desktop version, and it looks a little different, right? So you see my screen here. It looks pretty different. Now, what happens is you have all the same things right here. So I have my canvas and projects, and I can go to any of the patterns. I can get my shapes by going right here. I still have my text. I have my import, and this SVG is importing from your computer. So if I click on that, it's going to give me a pop-up window that you can't see to say grab something from your machine. And so I'm going to grab another SVG file. So let's grab another one to play with in here. And let's see what we can use this time. Let's find something cute. How about a heart? Okay, this is a Christmas ornament, but we'll use that. Okay. The other thing you have is if you want to bring in an image for tracing. Remember I said on the online version, it does not have the ability to, well, it has limited ability to do this type of thing. So this isn't even available on it. So what I can do here is I can choose an image. I can take that file, trace the image, and then I can either scan it by the machine or I can do it on the computer. So um, now you have some limitations to file size. Some of the images may not trace well, so you got to be careful with that. And then making sure that your image is at least 300 pixels by 300 pixels so it can be traced. And then looking at your line. So you do have an image tracing option on the desktop version, which is really good. Again, this is the path. So if you recall, we had the little up, down, which was a path as well. But you have this one, which is also the path inside of the desktop version. Here, you can still do the freehand. So freehand is still a thing. And then we can place a rhinestone in this one. So what that means is if I just wanted to add one or two rhinestones to an image, I can go into my image and add a few rhinestones and it will cut that path to lay those rhinestones. So say for instance, you were doing some applique and you wanted to add rhinestones. This is a great way to do that. Then over here on this side, this is your properties tab. inside of the properties tab, it gives you these options. What are you going to do with this? Are you going to cut? Are you going to draw? What are you going to do? And then you can change the color here. So this is where you could potentially change colors. And it's giving me a little pop-up that you can't see, but there is a color palette that is popped up, which is how I'm changing these colors. So let's go back to black. The other thing here is, again, my rhinestones. So this gives me the options of what type of rhinestone sizes do I want to use, all the way up to 48. And then what pattern do I want to do? I just want to outline it. It'll tell me the number of rhinestones. But did you see how fast that happened? Like literally, did you see? So, and then like I can change it to grid. That doesn't look right to me. You can change it to contour. Nope, that's not it. Circular, sure, that's not it either. And then a hybrid version of it. No, that's better. And so the hybrid to me and the outline look the best. But you can tell what it is. You can tell it's a heart. You can tell it's a deer. And that is the rhinestone version. And it also tells me how many rhinestones it takes. Now, there's also layers. So you can go in here and you can turn a layer on, turn a layer off. You can do all the things that you would be doing in some of the other editing software. Now, we did not have the layers version inside of the online. This is on the desktop. And then you can come in here and you can change your artboard. So if you have a 12 by 24 inch mat, you can change it to that. If you like millimeters versus inches, you can change it to that as well. You can also have it show a ruler if you need a ruler to make sure that your sizing is right. And you can also do a snap to grid. So, and you can change your grid spacing as well. So there are a lot of things. Now, let me tell you a couple of the advanced features. So including advanced features like layering, which we talked about right here. There's also group and ungroup that's available. And there's an alignment tool that you can use, which is your snap to grid and all of those things. Up here at the top, we have our select. We have our hand tool. I don't know that I've ever used the hand tool. Oh, that's just moving. Right? Maybe? No. I don't know what the hand tool does. I've never used it. Like, I've never used it. Isn't that weird? But then you have your zoom tool. So if you want to get close and personal to the image, you can. This way, if you wanted to add more. So let's just say, let's go back over here. Let's say somewhere off in this heart, I want to add a rhinestone. So let's just go here. Boom, boom, boom. I can just add a rhinestone if I want to add one here on a little antler. And then if I want to go add a couple more around here. Now that one's going to touch, so we don't want that. And that one's going to touch. We don't want that either. So let's get our little select tool back and we can hit delete and remove that. But you can go in, you can center it, you can see what you want, and you can add things. The other thing is this is available for Mac or Windows. So regardless of the device you have, you can still use it. Now, you can choose to store this locally or on the cloud. So you have options as to where you want to store this. In addition, it supports the cutting mat settings for customizing your cutting area. For this, you can actually connect to your Brother ScanNCut directly, wirelessly, or via USB. And the image tracing. Remember, we talked about how it supports image tracing. And now it also allows you to use fonts from your computer. Now, that could be a big thing depending on what you're working on, right? So let's minimize this a bit, drop this back down to 100. And let's bring in a text. And so when we bring in the text, let me see. I want to, I didn't type anything. So let's do this. Let's just type in Sean. And now we have text. So let's go over here to properties. Now, I have a zillion fonts. And I see it doesn't show you that this drop down list box. So let's just change it to one of my fonts that I know is not a part of this. So that way you can kind of see the font. And so let's change it. I'm gonna pick a couple different fonts that I know are not a part of what they use. And so you can use this to pull in any font you want. So like this Amber Whiskey, for example. Now let's take this, we're gonna get rid of our little deer. And so when we got rid of our deer, we still have these little things. So I'm just gonna select those and delete them. But now we have Sean set up as a different font. You can use this as an applique if you wanted to cut out letters. Now, I wouldn't suggest using this one because it's going to cut out all those little bit pieces in the inside. No, nobody wants that. But a clean font, nice round font, that is empty, you can bring it over here. You can make it into whatever you want. Cut it out, use it, make it a rhinestone if you have the rhinestone option. If not, then you can cut it out. So let's go get a shape. And let's get a little diamond. So you can take your diamond, you can add a name to it, and then you can cut it out. And if this is something that you want to do, so for your applique, you can, it's wide open. Like everything is wide open. So you can align it, you can group it. And so let's see if we select both of these. And now I can do fit to a path, which would mean I'm curving it to the star. Or I can undo that. Or I can, I gotta select both. So I can also group it. And all I'm doing is right clicking. And so let's do undo and let's go get a circle because I think that's the one that most people would use because of the fact that we are always trying to, so now we're always arching letters and doing things like that. So let's do fit to path. And so we can actually take this crosshairs and we can move this. So like if you wanted the Sean to be up top, you can move it up top. I think you should be able to move it on the inside, but I think that, let me see if it allows me to right click. Arrange. So there's arrange, bring forward. No, I want it to come inside. So it's not allowing me to move it inside, but I thought there was a way. I know there's a way. So I can bring it there. That brings it in. But then, let's see. So all of these alignments. Oh, wow, look at that. So these different alignments are what helps to bring it in. Now, the funny thing is, I think it's the font. So let's change the font to something. See that font. Once I change the font, that made it a whole lot better and easier to read. So your fonts make a big difference. So let's try that. Arial, maybe another one. Baskerville. Now that looks a little bit better. But yeah, so you can change it just by using the alignment tool right here. And so this alignment tool, let me move my picture so you can kind of see the alignment tool here. So you see the alignment tool right here. So this alignment tool is what I was moving to get the letters to do the different things. So I moved the alignment tools, and this is how I got them. So like, say for instance, you were making a clock. You could actually make a clock out of your name and do something like that. That would be pretty cool. Now, if you wanted to export this as an SVG, there is an option to do that. So when you do your import exports, and that's on the menu, and I hate that it doesn't allow me to show you the menu. So if you were under File and you went to import from your computer, you can do import from your machine. You can do a scanned image. You can do a FCM file if someone sent you one. You can export also. So when you get ready to export, so you can export a FCM file. You can transfer via the internet. So like if I wanted to transfer this would go straight to my machine that I have registered. And then if you wanted to export the file, then you can save it as whatever you want. So what it's doing now on my screen when I clicked on that export to FCM file, it is giving me my save pop-up box to show I can create a title for it, place it into whichever folder I want to download it in. So it does that for you. Now, let's look, and I have my little notes here because I didn't want to leave anything out. So for the desktop version, there are a few things to remember. You can work offline after you download it and installed it onto your computer. It does need manual updates when there's a new version released. And there's also supports for various types of files. So you can use SVG, FCM, which is specific to the ScanNCut, and DXF files, which is also specific to the ScanNCut. More advanced design tools are available for editing nodes, layers, and path tools. It also allows you to use the fonts that are installed on your computer. There's also image tracing and converting to cut files. So you can trace any image and convert them to a cut file. The other thing is you have more options for creating custom shapes. As we said earlier, modifying the paths, choosing your mat size, and grouping, ungrouping, layering, and aligning the verbiage in files. So both are great. Let me just tell you, I think both are great, the desktop version and the online version. If you are watching this today, know that on March 19th, 2025, there will be a maintenance outage of the online version. So stay tuned, watch out. I mean, you have to, in order to know that, it tells you at the bottom of the screen, it'll tell you in the maintenance options. So if you're a late night worker like myself, you may run into some issues with the online version on March the 19th. So just be aware, take a note of that. I will post that on my community tab. But guys, that's it. That is all. Now you see the differences between the online version and the desktop version of our Brother Canvas workspace. Easy peasy. Both are great. I use them both. But there are a few more features that are used, and I love fonts. So I'm a font junkie. And with me loving fonts, that's probably why I stay in the desktop version so much. But you can use either. And they work. They both work. So, guys, that's all I have for today. Have a great rest of your week, and thank you for watching. Bye.